Welcome back to Grade 7 Science, Unit number 2, Matter and Materials. This is lesson number 6.1, How much can be dissolved? A couple of classes ago, we looked at how water can be a solvent for almost anything. That means that almost anything can dissolve in water, which is prime reason why we use it for things like laundry and cleaning our dishes. Over the next 2 or 3 classes, we are going to find out more about substances that dissolve in water and how much of each substance can dissolve given a certain amount of water. Saturated solutions are solutions in which no more solute will dissolve at a given temperature. Unsaturated solutions, on the other hand, are solutions in which more of the solute can dissolve. The dual particle theory explains how this works. In a solution, heat causes the particles to heat up or speed up. The particles in the solvent attract and surround the particles in the solute. But there reaches a point where there are no more particles in the solvent left to attract the remaining solute particles. And I've got just a couple of examples here. Okay, when you're mixing this ingredient with 100 milliliters of water, you get an unsaturated solution. Okay, meaning that the entire substance has dissolved. And here, I'm going to add 40 grams to the water. I've got saturated solution. So most of the substance dissolved, but there's 4 grams that remains undissolved. So it's just going to sit at the bottom of the solution. Solubility refers to the mass of a solute that can dissolve in a given amount of solute at a specific temperature. This is good to know if we want to mix 2 items together. We will know how much of one item will dissolve completely and how much is left over. It is sometimes possible to go over the saturation limit. A solution that contains more solute than it is possible to dissolve at a given temperature is called a supersaturated solution. You can create one of these by mixing sugar crystals in water and then letting the solution cool. The solution will look clear, but if you add more sugar crystals, you will see a whole layer of crystals. So that's why if you've had a drink that's made from adding the powder to the water, your parents will say, okay, you can't pour the whole can, let's say, crystals or powder into the water because eventually it's not going to mix and you're going to get this sugary mess at the bottom that's going to be crunchy in your teeth. Okay, we'll make sure to break down these different definitions that I've put in bold here on the video in tomorrow's class. And one of the best ways to do that is to talk about everyday examples of a saturated solution, an unsaturated solution, and a supersaturated solution. So when I'm finished speaking, I want you to put the video on pause. You may want to talk with your parents, guardians about this, just so that they can help you think of different solutions you might see at home where a substance can dissolve entirely in water or only partially in water. Okay, and you can ask the parents about the example of Kool-Aid because I'm sure that they enjoyed that drink back in their day. If you don't feel ready to complete this activity on the screen right now, it means you need to go back and listen or watch this video at least one more time, and then we'll talk about examples of different saturated and unsaturated solutions in tomorrow's class. So put the video on pause now so you can write down your answers. All right, I look forward to hearing the ideas that you have come up with in tomorrow's class. But until we meet again, this concludes today's video.